Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're moving way past digital chatbots and looking at something, well, profoundly tangible. We're going to explore how AI is actively shaping the physical products that you and I interact with every single day. I mean, from the chair you're sitting on right now to the car you drive, even the appliances sitting in your kitchen, AI is fundamentally revolutionizing the entire industrial design process. Okay, let's dive right into this. Take a look at these incredibly sleek, modern coffee machine concepts. Now, here's the kicker. Half of these were designed using traditional methods, and the other half, they were dreamed up using Midjourney AI. And the results reveal something pretty incredible. AI isn't just some gimmick here. It's a remarkably powerful tool that, when used methodically, dramatically shifts how designers approach the very inception of a product. It's a total game changer. So it really forces us to ask, what actually happens when an algorithm designs your morning coffee maker? Or, your car? Or even your shoes? We've moved so far beyond basic text prompts at this point. AI is literally altering physical product ideation, and it's turning those traditional manual workflows completely on their head. Here's our roadmap for today's explainer. First, designing the future with AI. Second, generative design and its endless possibilities. Third, virtual prototypes and digital twins. Fourth, greener choices with sustainable materials. Fifth, mass personalization at scale. And finally, number 6, the new collaborative designer. Let's get to it. So, starting off with section 1, designing the future with AI. For decades, the field of industrial design has relied super heavily on manual, highly iterative processes. You know the drill. You sketch, you model, you refine over and over again. But AI is fundamentally changing that initial spark of creation. And there's actually a massive psychological benefit here. AI plays a crucial role in overcoming creative blockages. It's not just about doing things faster. It actively helps designers break through that human idea fixation. Basically, it expands our creative horizons during that critical conceptual phase, offering angles and weird, wonderful aesthetic combinations that the human brain might naturally just overlook. Moving on to section 2, generative design and its endless possibilities. And this brilliantly illustrates the powerhouse tools actually driving all this innovation. We're talking about software like Autodesk Generative Design, Siemens NX, Fusion 360, and analytical engines like IBM Watson or MATLAB. The whole paradigm has completely shifted. Think about it. A designer doesn't just draw a shape anymore. Actually, scratch that. They become more like a curator. They input parameters, things like material constraints, maximum weight, specific manufacturing methods, and then the AI just churns out hundreds or even thousands of highly optimized, often totally unconventional design alternatives that perfectly meet those structural requirements. For example, take a look at the incredibly intricate structures of this drone chassis. By using AI-enabled generative design, engineering teams were able to create a completely new drone frame that reduced its overall weight by a massive 30%, all while maintaining absolute structural integrity. No way, right? And because it's lighter and more optimized, it also contributed to a 12% reduction in manufacturing costs. I mean, that is just a massive win for both performance and the budget. But hey, it's not all just rigid engineering and math. In one really wild experiment, designers took literal visual cues from those earlier AI-generated coffee machines we saw and fed them straight into an algorithm to design medical workstations. I know, it sounds totally crazy, but it worked. It generated these incredibly unexpected out-of-the-box results. These kind of happy accidents push the designers to look at ergonomic medical equipment in a completely fresh, unconventional way. All right, section 3, virtual prototypes and digital twins. So historically, testing a product was incredibly costly, painfully slow, and let's face it, pretty wasteful. Just look at this comparison here. On the left, you've got the old manual way, building physical prototypes, literally breaking them, tweaking the design, and then building them all over again. But on the right, we see the AI-driven method, digital twins. Platforms like Siemens MindSphere and GE Predix allow designers to create these highly accurate virtual replicas of physical products. You can run intense simulations to predict wear and tear, test ergonomics, and analyze real-time performance, and you do it all with absolutely zero material waste. So the absolutely crucial point here is this number, 50%. Implementing these AI-driven simulations and virtual prototypes can actually reduce the need to build physical models by up to half. Just imagine that for a second. Imagine cutting your prototyping budget and your timeline by 50% while actually getting significantly better testing data. It's huge.
And the hard numbers across different industries back this up in a really big way. Take the automotive sector. An AI generative design manufacturer reduced the weight of a car part by 25%, saved 30% on materials, and cut costs by 15%. But even more impressively, in aerospace, AI simulations optimized aircraft wing aerodynamics so perfectly that it resulted in a stunning 20% reduction in fuel consumption. That's not just an incremental improvement, that is truly transformative. Okay, moving right along to Section 4, Greener Choices and Sustainable Materials.
Now, AI isn't just good for the bottom line. It's rapidly becoming a primary solution for our global environmental concerns. AI has this really unique ability to instantly analyze vast databases of material properties to find the absolute perfect eco-friendly alternatives. I mean, AI-based material analysis can drop the overall carbon footprint of products by up to 30%. In one super interesting case regarding footwear, AI helped select a biodegradable plastic that performed exactly as well as traditional petroleum plastics, but it cut production emissions by 28%. Plus, by optimizing supply chains for things like wood and metal, AI dropped material waste by an additional 12%. Which brings us to Section 5, Mass Personalization at Scale. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that for a long time, true customization was just simply too expensive for mass production. Well, AI has basically completely solved this. And here's how this directly impacts you and me, the consumers. On the left, we see car dashboards that literally adapt their digital layout to your specific driving style and skill level. On the right, athletic shoes. By using natural language processing to analyze user data, AI can tailor mass-produced athletic wear to perfectly fit an individual's unique foot structure, their gait, their running style. It's essentially bespoke tailoring, but applied to global manufacturing. And let me tell you, the market absolutely loves it. When one furniture company used AI-driven customization tools to let users completely personalize their sofa designs, we're talking down to the fabric, the color, the exact configuration, it drove a 22% increase in customer satisfaction. But more importantly, for the business side of things, it resulted in a massive 30% increase in sales. It really shows that true personalization creates deep product attachment. Finally, we arrive at Section 6, the new collaborative designer. So, what does all of this advanced technology actually mean for the teams doing the work? Well, AI acts as an incredible bridge. It creates these real-time feedback loops that basically tear down the traditional communication silos between creative designers, structural engineers, and product managers. Suddenly, everyone is looking at the exact same optimized data. But we have to be careful because there is a very real professional risk of over-reliance on AI outputs here. The ultimate goal is to balance the algorithmic power of these AI tools with traditional human design intuition. It's a partnership, right? We're not trying to replace human intuition entirely. Which leaves us with this final, really provocative thought to ponder. As AI increasingly learns to design our physical world, optimizing our cars, shaping our shoes, and rendering our environments with literally zero waste, where exactly does human intuition end and algorithmic precision begin? It's wild to think about. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me on this journey through the AI design lifecycle today. I really hope you walk away seeing the everyday physical objects around you in a totally new light.